when you look at the crowds today, you have maybe 5,000-6,000 people here. On the streets yesterday, 1 million people, 1 million Iranians in the street for the Ayatollah Khomeini. Does that not give you concern? Does that not make you afraid?
Because they are afraid, yeah, that's right. And most of the people don't say anything because they are afraid. And they are in silence, you know, they don't say anything.
Is this the silent majority of Iran out here now?
Yes, that's right.
Do you want the Shah to return?
Yes, Shah, return to the country.
What about you, Shah? Why do you want the Shah? Why does she want the Shah?
ما شاه میخوایم ما بیچاره ایم
کشتنش حلاله کجای قرآن گفته
47 years we've been bleeding in the dark, under the shadow of the Islamic regime, with a stone-cold heart. They silenced our voices, they turned off our light. 58 days without internet, but we still fought the night. Our children took the streets, they raised their empty hands, and the world looked away. Do you understand? Do you know Europe? Do you know what's been done? Do you know Europe? 42,000 souls are gone, killed in 2 days by a regime drenched in blood. Do you know Europe? Or have you just given up? Do you know Europe? Do you feel anything at all? Or did something break inside you while Iran answered the call? Do you know Europe? 42,000 lives, 2 days, that's all it took. Mothers and fathers and sons, did you even look? We stand with Crown Prince Reza Pahlavi, our hope and voice. Millions behind him marching, he is our only choice. He only fights for freedom, democracy and human rights. But you mock him in your chambers while he fights for our lives, to pull us out of this darkness, this century-long night, while you sign deals with our killers and call it diplomatic right. Do you know Europe? Do you know what's been done? Do you know Europe? They hang 60-40 souls one by one, hanged within 4 months by a regime drenched in blood. Do you know Europe? Or have you just given up? Do you know Europe? Do you feel anything at all? Or did something break inside you while Iran answered the call? Do you know Europe? What happened to you, Europe? What made you so cold? What turned your heart to stone? while our story went untold. Is oil worth more than blood? Is silence worth the shame? Because while you negotiate with murderers, we are dying, calling your name. Do you know Europe? Do you know what's been done? Do you know Europe? 42,000 souls are gone, killed in 2 days by a regime drenched in blood. Do you know Europe? Or have you just given up? Do you know Europe? We are still here. We are still strong. Do you know Europe? How much longer? How much longer? How long? Do you know Europe?
To all of our friends around the world, under the yoke of the Islamic Republic, Iran is identified in your minds with terrorism, extremism, and poverty. The real Iran is a different Iran, a beautiful, peace-loving, and flourishing Iran. It is the Iran that existed before the Islamic Republic, and it is the Iran that will rise again from its ashes the day the Islamic Republic falls. So let me be clear about how a free Iran will act towards its neighbors and the world after the fall of this regime. In security and foreign policy, Iran's nuclear military program will end. Support for terrorist groups will cease immediately. A free Iran will work with regional and global partners to confront terrorism, organized crime, drug trafficking, and extremist Islamism. Iran will act as a friend and a stabilizing force in the region. and it will be a responsible partner in global security. In diplomacy, relations with the United States will be normalized, and our friendship with America and her people will be restored. The State of Israel will be recognized immediately. We will pursue the expansion of the Abraham Accords into the Cyrus Accords, bringing together a free Iran, Israel, and the Arab world. A new chapter will begin, grounded in mutual recognition, sovereignty, and national interest. In energy, Iran holds some of the largest oil and gas reserves in the world. A free Iran will become a reliable energy supplier to the free world. Policymaking will be transparent. Iran's actions will be responsible. Prices will be predictable. In transparency and governance, Iran will adopt and enforce international standards. Money laundering will be confronted. Organized corruption will be dismantled. Public institutions will answer to the people. In the economy, Iran is one of the world's last great untapped markets. Our population is educated, modern, with a diaspora that connects it to the four corners of the world. A democratic Iran will open its economy to trade, investment, and innovation, and Iran will seek to invest in the world. Opportunity will replace isolation. This is not an abstract vision. It is a practical one, grounded in national interest, stability, and cooperation. To achieve this, now is the time to stand with the Iranian people. The fall of the Islamic Republic and the establishment of a secular, democratic government in Iran will not only restore dignity to my people, it will benefit the region and the world. A free Iran will be a force for peace, for prosperity, and for partnership.
وقتی واسه غم نی گرچه قصه هامون کم نیست همه خسته این قبولم ما فرصتی واسه ماتم نیست روشن میشه فردا خورشید سرزمین ما سرم باز و سینه سپر بلند میگم جاوید شاه وقتی واسه غم نی گرچه قصه هامون کم نیست همه خسته این قبولم ما فرصتی واسه ماتم نیست روشن میشه فردا خورشید سرزمین ما سرم باز و سینه سپر بلند میگم جاوید شاه روبروم یه واژه یه هدف به نام انتقامه پشت سرم دعای مادر و تو دستم تفنگ بابامه رو زبونم اسم شاه بگین عشق بی انتهاست هر جا اسم ایران اومد اونجا صدای بچه رضاست فردا می نویسن تو کتاب قصه دیمار بگو با تیر جنگی کشتن بچه های بیگناه رو بگو از بخت مادرها شیر زنا و دخترامون بگو تنها شهید شدیم تا تنها نمونه شامون وقتی واسه غم نی گرچه قصه هامون کم نیست همه خسته این قبولم ما فرصتی واسه ماتم نیست روشن میشه فردا خورشید سرزمین ما سرم باز و سینه سپر بلند میگم جاوید شاه وقتی واسه غم نی گرچه قصه هامون کم نیست همه خسته این قبولم ما فرصتی واسه ماتم نیست روشن میشه فردا خورشید سرزمین ما سرم باز و سینه سپر بلند میگم جاوید شاه
وقتی واسه غم نی گرچه قصه هامون کم نیست همه خسته این قبول اما فرصتی واسه ماتم نیست روشن میشه فردا خورشید سرزمین ما سرم باز و سینه سپر بلند میگم جاوید شاه
سلام من به تو یار قدیمی منم همون هوادار قدیم
سید سلام چطوری مرد کلی کتلت شدین دایی بدون مدرک سلام بسیجی قهرمان رفتی پیش توسی با پنیر و یه نور سنگک سلام به محفل قرآنیتون سلام به مدیرای بحرانیتون سلام به حاجی اکبر و طوله هاش و خارج و رفقای ارگانیتون سلام به دزدای پول ملت که تش میفتین توی تور ملت سلام به همه شما کرکسایی که دارین نونتون رو میزنین تو خون ملت ساکتش زیر دست و پاک و تک بخورین حالا هی به یه بادکنک بدوین سلام آخر تو زندان باشه وقتی قرار بین آب خنک بخورین مرگ بر ملا متولی ننگ در دنیا ننگ بر دوتا مجاهد چپی بعد از ملا مرگ بر ملا متولی ننگ در دنیا ننگ بر دوتا مجاهد چپی بعد از ملا اینو بگذاریم به خاک میرسیم تجزیه طلبی که به خاک بیرسیم ایران مردمش وطن پرستن از کرد تا بلوچ بری به فاک میرسی توف به هر چی مرسی است توف به هر کی در پی تجزیه است توف به لوی و همونی که شیفته ی گل ملیگران تو وطن خدا نسلی هست سر کردستان همه برپا شدن بلوچستان فدای مهسا شدن شم واحد که شیر و خورشید ما بقی جعلیا تنها شدن شادی باشه واسه همه در میهن کور بشه چه شهرچی اهریمن رخه رو بگی تا اون 6 کلاس سواد و خبرگان و مجد سری ترجیحن شبهای عروس و دامادی باشه برن سلامتی نوش کنن و آبادی باشه مقصد کجاست میدون شهیاده به سمت اتوبان آزادی باشه سلام به نسل ندید پدیدا نبودیم ندیدیم قدیمتی ما شاه بود تو شادی کل میزدین حالا شاه بر میگرده پیک میزنین مرگ بر ملا متولی ننگ در دنیا ننگ بر دوتا مجاهد چپی بعد از ملا مرگ بر ملا متولی ننگ در دنیا ننگ بر دوتا مجاهد چپی بعد از ملا مرگ بر ملا متولی ننگ در دنیا ننگ بر دوتا مجاهد چپی بعد از ملا
فاهنگ به این خوشگلی با نوایده بود اسم این عشقاین رو توش بیاریم ولی خب لازم بود دیگه فکر کنم با نوایده
Let's go. میخوام بگم از دلم، از عشق به این میهنم، به امید روز شکست دشمن شاه برمیگرده به وطن. برگشتن پهلوی وحشت هر اجنبی، بلند بگو همشهری شاه رضا پهلوی. نظام رسیده پرتگاه، بلند بگو جاوید شاه. برگشت شاه به میهن، دوای درد وطن. این آخرین نبرده، پهلوی برمیگرده. داره میاد پهلوی، زجه بزن سید علی. راه نجات وطن، پهلوی هموطن. ایران میشه گلستان، شاه که بیاد به ایران. ایران که شاه نداره، حساب کتاب نداره. آخون باید گم بشه، توپ تانک فشفشه. گم شو بیرون اجنبی، داره میاد پهلوی. فریاد بزن جاوید شاه، شعار هر وطن ها. ما شاه میخوایم نه ملا، بذار بشنوه دنیا. ایرانی داد بزن، شاه تو فریاد بزن. برگشتن پهلوی وحشت هر اجنبی، بلند بگو هموطن. شاه رضا پهلوی، فریاد بزن جاوید شاه، شعار هر وطن خواه. بلند بگو جاوید شاه، شعار هر وطن خواه. فریاد بزن جاوید شاه، شعار هر وطن خواه. فریاد بزن جاوید شاه، شعار هر وطن خواه. بلند بگو جاوید شاه، شعار هر وطن خواه.
Look at us here today. We see so many flags representing so many nations. We know we are not alone, and we thank you for being with us. For all people around the world who stand today in unity with the Iranian people, this is not just because it's good for us, and you do it out of compassion and care for our rights to liberty and justice and equality and human rights. But understand that it is in your best interest too, to have, unlike this regime that has been propagating terror and radicalism, we the people of Iran are peacemakers and not warmongers. We like to be friends, especially with the free world. We'd like to be able to have the best neighborly relationship with the people of our area and the region, with the Arab countries, with Israel, and all our other neighbors. We are fighting for justice, we're fighting for human rights, we are fighting for liberty, we're fighting to put an end to all sorts of discrimination. Because as an Iranian, I stand here to tell you that I've dedicated 47 years of my life because I think that my country deserves far better than what we have right now. To now understand that their best remedy is to support the people of Iran, because ultimately a free Iran will be your best partner, not just to bring stability and peace, but it will be in your best economic interest and opportunities. Together we can prosper again, and the world will be so different once the Iranian people are free. I am here to guarantee a transition to secular democratic future. I am committed to be that leader of transition for you, so we can one day have the final opportunity to decide the fate of our country through a democratic, transparent process, through the ballot box and free elections. And let's make sure that this time, especially the free nations of this world and their governments, stand on the right side of history.
Well, Durud Patriots, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Welcome to day 188 of Iran Revolution Live. And I have a lot of things that I want to get into today, especially when it comes to occupied Iran, the Islamic regime, what's happening inside of the country in the last few days. And we are going to dive right in. Before I get started, if you're watching in the live, let me know in the live stream chat where you're tuning in from. And of course, if you're watching afterwards, let me know in the video description because I'm always interested to know where our global community is tuning in from. I also just want to mention really briefly, there are a lot of boom booms that are going on right now. So the United States has been heavily targeting the southern part of occupied Iran. And I will be speaking about all of that and giving my political analysis in tonight's evening edition of the Goldie Show. So you want to make sure that you have your notifications turned on, that you like and subscribe, so that as soon as I go live this evening, you're here for that, because that will be my geopolitical analysis about what is going on and why exactly is it that President Trump is hitting certain sites in the southern part of occupied Iran. And we will dive right into that later today. But of course, Iran Revolution Live is specifically about Iran and the Iranian people. And there is a lot for me to get into. So, as you may have heard, starting yesterday, Iranians were, well, a few days ago, in fact, Iranians started to rise up and they were protesting the terrible economic conditions of the country, amongst other things. Now, the one thing that's really important to remember about the Islamic regime and, of course, the Iranian people is that every single time Iranians rise up, pretty much within 24 hours, that protest turns into a call for regime change, because all of these things that the Iranian people are complaining about, those are all symptoms. The disease is the Islamic regime itself, and Iranian people know this. So whenever Iranians rise up, the Islamic regime will try very hard to quell the protests, to violently quash them. And of course, we saw what happened back on December 28, leading to January 8 and 9. So remember, the Iranian Revolution, which is still ongoing, by the way, it began on December 28. And it wasn't about the Islamic regime itself. It was about the collapse of the rial. It was about the collapse of the economy. However, within 24 hours, it quickly spread around the country, and everyone was getting involved and calling for regime change. So this is footage of what is happening right now inside of occupied Iran. So as you can see, let me just make this big. So the Iranians themselves, they're unarmed, right? I mean, we're not talking about violent thugs or criminals here, right? We're literally talking about just ordinary people. But protests by drivers and an attack by officers with tear gas and batons on Vali Asr Street in Tehran. Do you see right here? This guy, you see that? So that person, he is spraying tear gas into the crowd. So, guys, in the midst of all of these boom booms, as you can see, the Iranian people, they are still rising up and they're still protesting, right? This is how brave the Iranian people are. And as you can tell, they're completely unarmed and they're up against, armed people. These are the Islamic regime terrorists, right? The Muslim Nazis that are occupying them. This is from yesterday. This footage is from yesterday. So it's pretty recent. My understanding is that there are still some uprisings happening today, but of course, with all the boom booms, we have to see what happens there. But this is from yesterday, and then when the Islamic regime starts spraying tear gas into the crowd of innocent, unarmed Iranian demonstrators, they start chanting Bisharaf. And for those in the chat who've been following for a while, you all know Bisharaf means dishonorable. Now that I've explained the video and the context, I'll play it once without any interruptions for you guys. No, these are Iranians. These are Iranian people who are protesting the Islamic regime. And then the Durkas are the ones in the back wearing all black. The Durkas are the ones with the weapons and the batons, and they're spraying tear gas into the crowds. So these are just regular Iranians. I mean, look at them. Does anyone look like they're pretty much dressed the way that like we dress in Western countries, right? So yeah, these are not Durkas here, right? These are just regular, normal people. The Durkas are back there, the ones that are part of the Islamic regime and are, beating the crowd with sticks and spraying tear gas into the crowd. See how they treat us? This is welcome to the 47-year nightmare of the Iranian people. Now, I want to share this video, which is really important, and this came out earlier today. Oh, sorry, let me pull it up again. It went away. So this was posted on the official comms account of His Royal Highness, that's Reza Shah Pahlavi II, and so going back, was that an IRGC vehicle? The first video? So, I mean, if you're referring to this, no, this is just a taxi, right? This is just a taxi. Keep in mind, guys, a lot of the IRGC vehicles have been destroyed by Israel and the United States in the previous round of explosions, right? In the first round, the conflict that started on February 28th, a lot of the IRGC bases and assets were destroyed. So, and then of course, when the IRGC, they were going around in IRGC vehicles, what was left of them, those were being targeted, and then those were being attacked as well. So what the IRGC does now is they literally just use regular cars. Like this is not an IRGC vehicle. It's just a taxi. But there are, so that one here, so see that truck? So this is just like it's a plain pickup truck, right? I think that's a truck. Yeah, that looks, yeah, so this looks like a truck. And then this is definitely an IRGC vehicle, but it's like it looks like a civilian, right? So it's not like marked or anything. And they do this so that they can blend into, the crowd of civilians and make it more difficult for Israel or America to target them. But here you can see these two people who are with the IRGC. If I'm not mistaken, I believe they're holding cameras or something, and they're basically like they're recording the crowd. So what they're doing here is they're basically I think that's what it is. I don't know. Maybe I have no idea what they're doing here. Maybe they're drinking water. I don't know. No. Well, okay, this one was drinking water. This one is definitely holding something up to his face. he's holding something up to his face. I mean, honestly, it's too blurry to tell. It's too blurry to tell, but let me see. I mean, it's definitely an IRGC vehicle. Yeah, so what this might be, I mean, it's too blurry. I can't make it out, but I mean, that kind of looks like a camera in his hand. Okay? So that's probably, yeah, I think that's a camera in his hand. Um like it's super blurry, but I can, like, if I zoom in, I might be able to zoom in actually. Can I zoom in? No. But I can take, like, I'll take yeah, it's a camera. I can see it from here. It's a camera in his hand. So he's taking pictures of the Iranian freedom fighters and protesters so that they can then arrest them later. So that's how the Islamic regime deals with protesters. So yeah, that's a cameraman, and that's one of the tactics of the IRGC. So these here, as you can see, these are the IRGC. These are the occupiers, the Muslim Nazis here, and yeah, I mean, I think that's what it is. I can't tell because it looks like it looks like he has a camera in his hand over there. Like he's got a camera. Yeah. So there you go. That's what it is. All right. Let's go to the next video. So this was posted by His Royal Highness, the Shah of Iran, Reza Pahlavi II, on his official comms account earlier today. And the post is called A Letter from Tehran to President Trump.
جناب آقای رئیس جمهور دونالد ترامپ عزیز، این نامه را از قلب تهران برای شما می‌نویسم. از شما سپاسگزاریم که به مردم ایران فرصت دادید تا صدای خود را به گوش جهان برسانید. من به نمایندگی از میلیون‌ها ایرانی سخن می‌گویم که از زمان انقلاب اسلامی 1357 از آزادی واقعی محروم بودند. درخواست ما ساده است. لطفاً از حق مردم ایران برای انتخاب آینده خود حمایت کنید. ما از هیچ کس نمی‌خواهیم که به جای ما تصمیم بگیرند. تنها می‌خواهیم در حمایت از حق تعیین سرنوشت مردم ایران در کنار ما بایستند. برای بسیاری از ایرانیان شاهزاده رضا پهلوی نماد امید، وحدت و امکان ساختن ایرانی آزاد، دموکراتیک و آباد است. امیدواریم شما و دیگر رهبران جهان در کنار مردم ایران بایستید و از آرمان‌های مسالمت‌آمیز ما برای آزادی، کرامت انسانی و دموکراسی حمایت کنید. از اینکه صدای مردم ایران را میشنوید سپاسگزاریم. با احترام، یک شهروند از تهران ایران.
So there you go. There's a letter from an Iranian inside of occupied Iran to President Trump. And of course, his voice has been altered so that the Islamic regime can't use AI or whatever to identify him through his voice, right? Because guys, the Islamic regime, remember, it's like Big Brother. They control everything. They control your phone, they control the internet, they control like the webcam, security, whatever. So like you have no privacy in occupied Iran. Every single phone inside of occupied Iran is basically a spying tool for the IRGC. So for example, you know how in the United States, when the police want to let's say investigate and a potential criminal or a suspect, or they want to like locate a suspect relating to a crime, in order to be able to track their phone to determine their location, they have to go to the like a judge or something, or like a peace officer. Sorry, not like a officer of the court. I don't know what the proper term is in the United States, but pretty much, in Canada or United States or any sort of civilized society, in order to just breach someone's privacy and be able to track their phone, you have to go get a warrant from the court, right? So, even if you want to search someone's house, you need a search warrant. You can't just randomly go in. In occupied Iran, there's no such thing, right? Because it's a totalitarian dictatorship. So if you have a phone, you pretty much have to assume that you're being monitored 24/7, that they are not just tracking you, but they're like looking at you through like your phone camera or whatever else the case might be, right? So there is no privacy. There's no privacy. There's no concept of civil liberties in occupied Iran. It's again that this is the nature of a totalitarian dictatorship, right? Absolutely no human rights. Now, I want to share this post next, but let me see if I can get the English version. Wait, what? Sorry, guys. Let me just fix this here for a moment. Oh, gosh. Okay, let's see what this is. They sent the youth and the future makers. Wow, okay. So in a new law by the Islamic regime, right now it's exam time for students, okay? And what the Islamic regime is doing is, remember, the Islamic regime, they're Muslim Nazis and they use humans as shields, right? So the Islamic regime has been using women and children and even men as human shields for 47 years. So now, in an attempt, I can't even believe this, but in an attempt to use school children as human shields, so these are 12th graders, okay? So think like 16, 17-year-old students, right? Literally children, like they're teenagers. And the Islamic regime has decided that the exam center for this high school is going to be at the Fordo nuclear facility. The Islamic regime is sending high school students to take their mandatory government examinations, not literally at the site, but very close to the site. Okay? This is the original in Persian. So this is making the rounds. آدرس مرکز آزمون کیلومتر 25 آزاد راه قم تهران تأسیسات هسته‌ای فوردو. So, yeah. This is how the Islamic regime uses children as human shields. The Islamic regime knows that the United States is currently destroying a whole bunch of their bases. And so, I guess, I mean, I don't even know what these Muslim Nazis are thinking, but I mean, this is the same barbaric, savage ideology that already uses schools, playgrounds, hospitals, residential areas, religious places of worship as military bases, right? So just another low, right? And then these high school students, they have no choice. They have to go. They have to take these exams, right? Because if they don't take these exams, they can't graduate and then they can't go to university. So these high school students, they have no choice. They have to go take their exams at a location that is very, very close to the Fordo nuclear facility site. This is how sick the Islamic regime is. This is how sick they are. Is school in session? So school, yeah, like school kind of, it resumed once the ceasefire started. Right now, I think it's like exam season, right? It's like it's the end of the school year, so it's like exam season and stuff. But yeah, as far as I know, I don't think schools have been canceled because it hasn't been like an official declaration of a war. The Islamic regime struck out on Monday, and of course, the United States has been retaliating ever since. So it's not technically a war yet, but we have to wait and see what happens. But there you go. This is how, just another glimpse of how sick and evil the Islamic regime is, that they're sending people's children to take their mandatory high school exams at a facility that's close to the Fordo nuclear center. And this is another example of that. So let me pull this up. So this is the Persian version of what they're saying. And of course, I have the English translated version for you. So here, this is so province, General Department of Education and Training, exam center code and name, Imam Khomeini, look, right? Exam center address, Tehran City, Khaja Nasir neighborhood, Sepah Square, past the public conscription organization, opposite the Valiasr garrison. So not only is the Islamic regime sending school children to take their mandatory exams near their nuclear facilities, they're also sending them to take their exams near the remaining IRGC bases, right? Opposite Valiasr garrison. Or this one here, next to Shahid Buransi garrison, right? And then here as well, this is Sepah Tehran, right? So this is another, so literally all of these locations are for different provinces, different areas, and all of these high school children across the country, across Iran, they have to go take their mandatory exams at locations that are right next to military sites of the Islamic regime. Because the IRGC literally uses Iranian children as human shields. Sick, sick people. Absolutely sickening. I mean, this is what I mean when I say that there is not a single redeeming quality about the Islamic regime. There is nothing good about them. They've never done anything. They've never contributed anything positive to the history of the entire human civilization. They're literally scum. They're literally a cancer on earth. And of course, in more Islamic regime media, in more Islamic regime news, oh look, Hamshahri, they took the effort of translating the front page for us, and they also translated in Hebrew as well. So here we have a terrible, look at this. So it's a terrible AI generated photo, and how shameful that they have like they're mocking Senator Lindsey Graham like this. So what this is of course Pete Hegseth, Admiral Brad Cooper, Netanyahu, that's Katz, I forget who that is, someone from the IDF, I forget his name, of course President Trump, and he's holding a portrait of Senator Lindsey Graham. And this is the front page of the Islamic regime newspaper, Hamshahri, right? It's basically an IRGC propaganda outlet, and they're saying, get ready for sudden death. So once again, the Islamic regime is continuing to threaten President Trump, Prime Minister Netanyahu, and of course, all the Americans and Israelis. And they're mocking Senator Lindsey Graham, who just passed away a few days ago. So yeah, welcome to, I don't even know what to say. Do you now understand why we Iranians say that you can't negotiate with them? That, like these are not human beings. Like these are not rational, normal people. These people are literally insane, jihadi demons. And this is their own propaganda media outlet, right? So this is what's being published in the front page of IRGC propaganda news, right? Sick people. And they purposely, so this is the first time I'm seeing it, but they purposely also included this title in English and in Hebrew as well, because they know that those of us who are outside are monitoring this. So it's like they're literally doubling down, right? Like, guys, welcome to the Durka mindset. Welcome to the Durka ideology, right? Like, this is who they are. They're not hiding the fact that they basically want all of us to be killed. So there you have it. Sick, sick people. Next. Okay. Okay, so this is interesting. This is interesting. So I have some positive news. So going from, we're going to do some ups and downs, okay? We're going to do some ups and downs here. So Iranians are forming armed groups to defend their communities and fight against the Islamic Republic. The newly formed military group, composed of families linked to the Javide Naman Lor group, former political prisoners, and activists from Lor and Bakhtiyari regions. Oh wow, guys, remember that's my area. I'm a Lor. Has declared its support for the Lion and Sun Revolution. The group says it is organizing to defend Iranians following the Islamic Republic's massacre of more than 45,000 defenseless protesters in January. It announced its formation on July 13, coinciding with the anniversary of the Bakhtiyari conquest of Tehran, and vowed to stand against what it called the Islamic Republic's satanic regime. So, let's see what this person is saying. Wow, okay. Wow. This is very interesting. This is incredibly interesting here, guys. Wow. Okay. So, guys, I also want to mention, so Iran Revolution Live, this is specifically about Iran. So I'm giving you all the breaking news and updates about what's happening in inside of occupied Iran. I will be live streaming again later this evening in a couple of hours, and on the Goldie show, that's where I focus on the geopolitical analysis and all of the stuff between President Trump and the IRGC and the military strikes, and I give my comments and analysis on all the things that President Trump has said. Of course, unless there's like some sort of crazy breaking news. Of course, if there's crazy breaking news, I'll go to it. But all I can say as of right now, the boom booms are continuing, and I have a feeling that they're going to continue for quite a while. I have a feeling that President Trump is actually just getting started and just getting warmed up. So I will have a lot more to say about that later today for my second live stream. So you don't want to miss that one because it's going to be very, very interesting, very spicy, and we're going to do a deep dive into everything President Trump has been saying in the last 24 hours. I'm also going to break down all the different locations that are being hit, and I'm going to share with you what targets are specifically located in which cities, so that you guys can also have an understanding of why the United States is targeting so many different places. But that's for later tonight. So I wanted to start off here. So okay, so first of all, that's the Lion and Sun flag. Okay, so that's a Lion and Sun flag. So immediately, that's like the first sign that you can tell that they are patriotic and loyal Iranians, right? Like, these people are not they're not like jihadi separatists or anything like that. Wait, let me just do something. I think what I want to do is I want to make the video bigger so that I can show it to you, because this is really good. Okay, here we go. So, guys, this is good. This is really good. Okay, so let me see here. What am I doing? All right. Okay. So you see the Lion and Sun flag there. Okay, so right away you can tell this is, patriotic group. And I know many of you have been asking, well, what's happening underground? What's going on? And I've been saying, you know, Iranians are quietly mobilizing. Of course, no one's going to just come out and say anything because it's an Islamic dictatorship, right? Anyone who speaks out or rises up is pretty much executed by the Islamic regime. And of course, the other thing is that the vast majority of Iranians are unarmed. But now in this video, we can see that the person, not only the person who is speaking, but the others are holding weapons. It seems as if some of them now may be armed. He's also wearing a military uniform. So this to me indicates that, you know, either he served in the military at some point, or perhaps he is one of those who have defected from the, you know, Islamic regime, right? So let's see what he says. So Bayaniye Shomare Yek means, like, you know, our first comment, I guess, our first declaration. Let me see if I'm translating that properly. Bayaniye Shomare Yek. Yeah, statement. Bayaniye means statement. So basically he says statement number 1, okay? Statement number 1. He says, in the name of the God of the rainbow. So this is really important. I have to explain to you where this comes from. So Kian Pir, my gosh, I've spoken about this little boy before, Kian Pir Falak, but let me bring it up again. Like, whenever an Iranian says Bename Khodai Rangin Kaman, whenever, like, we say in the you know, in the name of the God of the rainbow, that's code. That's pretty much code. And I'm going to give you the intel and insight into what that code is. Okay. So I wonder if I can find his video. Oh my gosh. So this is Kian Pir Falak. Okay. This is little Kian Pir Falak. He was murdered. He was an 8-year-old boy, and he was murdered by the Islamic regime 3 years ago. He was sitting in the back seat of his father's car, and, you know, some of the people who are part of the Islamic regime, as they were walking by, they decided to just randomly shoot into the car. So that's these people, right? So, you know, the people here that are firing tear gas into the crowd, the IRGC, these same exact people, right? So so it was like some sort of situation like this where Iranians were demonstrating and protesting, and Kian and his family were in the family car, and his father basically, you know, pulled to the side of the road because he didn't want to endanger his family. So he basically pulled to the side of the road and was waiting there until, you know, everything subsided. And as these Muslim Nazis were walking by, one of them decided to randomly shoot into the family car, and 9-year-old Kian Pir Falak, who was sitting in the back seat, was shot to death by the IRGC, sitting in the back seat of his parents' car. His father was also paralyzed from the waist down. So that's these people, right? The ones here in black. That's what they do. So one of the things about Kian Pir Falak is that whenever he started a video, I think he always started off. Sorry, let me see. I have to switch this up because there's too many images showing his little body, and I don't want to do that. Is it this one? I want to find the one where he says "Be nam khoda bande rangin kaman." Do you know which one I'm talking about? Anyways, I can't find that particular video now, but here he is. So here's this little boy, okay? This little boy. And whenever he loved science. He loved science, he loved, science experiments, he loved engineering. He loved all that stuff. He made like little inventions and, little things like that. So it was all about that stuff. Anyways, so whenever he would I found it. Here we go. This is the video. So this is him showing off like one of his inventions for one of his science projects, right? So he's in like, I don't know, grade 2 or grade 3. So let's just watch this video. So he starts off, okay, this is the code. He always started off his videos with "Be nam Khodai rangin kaman." He always started off his videos by saying, in the name of the God of the rainbow. Because, he was just, that was like, his thing as a kid. And then here he's basically like talking about this like little invention that he's made. He's like, I've made this new invention and I'm gonna test it out for the first time and see if it works or not. He's like, so now that we've tested it, we can see that yes, this invention works. So he basically made this little invention to, I guess, like have this little thingy just like move forward, kind of like a motor, right? A little motor. And he's testing it out and he works. But he always started off his videos with in the name of the God of the rainbow. So now that this group, they're literally starting off their statement with "in the name of the God of the rainbow." That's code. That's code for Kian Pir Falak. That's basically code for everyone who is mourning, right? So the code is basically, we're the resistance fighters, we're the underground freedom fighters. We are here to fight the Islamic regime, and we're basically part of the Iranian freedom fighters, right? So because anyone who starts off by saying "in the name of the God of the rainbow," they're basically honoring not just Kian Pir Falak, but in a way we're honoring all of our Javid Nams, right? Every single Iranian who's literally lost their lives at the hands of the Islamic regime in the last 47 years, especially the children. So that's what this military group starts off with. And then he's saying the date. Now this is important. He says this is 2585 Shahanshahi. So the current year, okay, so according to the Islamic calendar, the year is 1405, right? And so 1405 is based on Islam, okay? We Iranians, we have a different year. The year 1405 is based on, I don't know, I think it's like when Muhammad went to Medina or Mecca or something. I don't know. It was one of those things, right? Literally like 1400 years ago. But in the Iranian year, it's actually the year 2585. That's because that date goes back to the founding of the Persian Empire and Cyrus the Great. So it's the year 2585 because that's how long the modern day Iran has existed, right? We still have the same calendar dates, and it goes back 2,585 years ago. So about 500 years before the Gregorian calendar. So that's important because in this part of the video, he says this is, he gives the date and then he gives the year. He says it's the year 2585 of the King of Kings, Shahan Shahi. So now that's pretty much code, because when they say 2585 of the year of the kings, that means that this group is not only fighting the Islamic regime, but this group supports His Royal Highness Reza Pahlavi, the Shah of Iran. So just in those two sentences alone, from what they said, starting off with the God of the Rainbow, which is a reference to all the people murdered by the Islamic regime, and then when he gives the date, and the date ends with Shahan Shahi, that is code for how they support the Shah of Iran. So immediately we know that this is not some separatist, rebel group from outside of Iran. These are real Iranian freedom fighters who have been obviously mobilizing for quite a while. And at this point, they have now decided to come public with this video. So let's continue watching, and I'll keep on translating for you.
با توجه به شرایط خطیر مملکت و وضعیت نابسامان کشورمان، گروهی از مبارزین میدانی و زندانیان سیاسی سابق اعلام می‌داریم.
So he's like, with respect to the fact that, the country is occupied and people are suffering and the economy is terrible, and, we have so many political prisoners, and, all these people have been murdered and oppressed by the Islamic regime, we declare the following. So we are creating the Lor Bakhtiyari military group, the militia group. Guys, remember I told you, you know what's interesting? I've been telling you guys for a while that I come from a warrior tribe, right? No one ever speaks about the Lors, but the Lors, like we're literally the warrior tribe. Okay, we're the warrior tribe. One of the biggest warrior, not big in terms of numbers, because our tribes are small, but we are known by other Iranians as the warrior tribe. So now you can see this group of Lors, my people, they have now declared that they have created this Lor Bakhtiyari group to fight the Islamic regime and liberate Iran in the name of the Shah and the people of Iran. And then he says Enqilab Shir o Khorshid. So basically, he's Enqilab Shir o Khorshid means the National Lion and Sun Revolution. So here he's saying, we support the National Lion and Sun Revolution. And he's like, until the last drop of our blood. And then he says, Khune Javidnaman Vatan. So Javidnam, you guys know what that means already. That means the eternal heroes, right? So he's saying, until the last drop of our blood, and until we avenge the blood of every single Javidnam. Like we will continue fighting until everyone is avenged, basically, and Iran is free. And then he's like, we swear by the blood of the Javidnams of our country. So he's like, we swear by the blood of all the Iranian people who have been murdered by the Islamic regime. So he's like, we swear by the blood of all of the Iranian people murdered by the Islamic regime on the path to freedom, that we will stand and we will fight until the Islamic regime is overthrown and eradicated. So there's a statement from a military, a paramilitary group, one of the resistance groups. So one of the resistance groups in Iran. And so just to give you some context, I can show you where the Lor Bakhtiyari people mostly are. Here, let me just pull it up for you guys. So so if you guys want like a little bit of a background, so here's just like a little general AI info. So the Bakhtiyari are a prominent Lor tribe native to the Zagros Mountains in southwestern and western Iran. Their traditional territory is concentrated across Chahar Mahal and Bakhtiyari Eastern Khuzestan. Remember, I'm from Khuzestan, Isfahan and Loristan provinces, where many still practice seasonal nomadism. Not as much anymore, but it still happens. Bakhtiyaris are divided into two main branches, the Chahar Lang and the Haft Lang. If I'm not mistaken, I believe I'm from the Chahar Lang branch. Could be wrong, but I think I'm Chahar Lang. Their historical migratory routes span, steep mountain valleys. Anyway, so that's just like a quick breakdown, but let me see if I can find a good map for you guys. Yeah, I guess this kind of works. This kind of works here. I mean, nothing is going to be like super accurate, but this is like close enough. So this is sort of just kind of like a rough breakdown of sort of some of the major various like tribes in Iran, and the Lors are, oops, where'd it go? The Lors are here, the Lor Bakhtiyaris. So this is where I'm from. Okay, so this province here, this is Ahvaz, and as you can see, the majority of that is the Lor Bakhtiyari. So yes, we do have an Iranian Arab population as well, but people often mistake Khuzestan, like the entirety. They think like all of Khuzestan is Arab. It's not. The population of the Lor Bakhtiyaris far outnumbers the Arab population there. But the thing is, like, keep in mind, Iran has existed for over 3,000 years, right? So right now we're in the year 2585. So, all of us have been living together for a very, very, for like 3,000 years, right? So we've lived together, and, we've had one identity for a very long time. So it's oftentimes very difficult to like look at an Iranian and be able to tell like which part of the country they're from, unless they have like certain very, like, I guess, very obvious defining features or something. But most of the times, like, you can't tell. Although generally speaking, the people who are in like the northern part of like I would say like people in like the top half part of Iran are typically a little bit more lighter skinned than the bottom half. Just just how it works. Just with the sun and melatonin and things like that. So yeah, but this is the Lors. So this is where my tribe is from, let's say. But of course, again, we're all Iranian, right? So there really is no difference between any different group or something. So I know people are saying like, why is the middle empty? That's because it's uninhabitable desert. That's why it's empty. The middle is empty because that's literally desert. Here, I can show you on a map. Like it's literally like very, very, it's desert. It's just like you just can't live there. Here, let me pull it up for you guys. So like this is Iran. Like the middle is literally just like, it's just like mountainous sand and desert and rock, right? So you can't really live here. Oh yeah, you know what? That's the Persian Triangle. There you go. It's the Persian Triangle, exactly. You know how there's like a Bermuda Triangle? That's the Persian Triangle. There you go. So yeah, the reason the middle is empty, that's the Persian Triangle. Right? You go there and you disappear. So sorry, melanin. Yeah, melanin, not melatonin. You're right about that. But anyway, but I just want to say, so guys, but like I want to be very clear about something, right? Like at the end of the day, like this group, they are Iranian first, right? And that's really important. So they're holding the flag of Iran, and they're referring to the Shah. And remember, the Shah represents all of Iran. And of course, he's saying that, yes, we're in this part, but they're fighting to free all of Iran. So don't make the mistake of saying like, go lords or something like that, because that's not a thing. It's go Iranians, right? It's go Iranians. This is just one group of Iranians from one part, and there are going to be different groups. There are. So there are a lot of different groups who are organizing. This is just one group from that part of the country. So this isn't like it's not like a competition, right? It's not like one group is going to brag or something. Like, we're all Iranian first, and he makes that very clear as well. So he says, we, the Lord Bakhtiyari tribe, we are fighting for the country. We are supporting the Lion and Sun Revolution, and we're going to fight the Islamic regime until they're eradicated and overthrown, and Iran is free. So there you go. There's
بیانیه شماره 1 به نام خدای رنگ کمان 19 تیر ماه 2585 شاهنشاهی. با توجه به شرایط خطیر مملکت و وضعیت نابسامان کشورمان، گروهی از مبارزین میدانی و زندانیان سیاسی سابق اعلام می‌داریم قشون لرتباران و قشون ایل بختیاری تشکیل می‌شود. این قشون جهت حمایت از انقلاب شیر و خورشید تا آخرین قطره خون به خون جاویدنامان وطن وفادار میماند. به خون جاویدنامان وطن قسم میخوریم تا لحظه نابودی کامل رژیم جمهوری اسلامی در مقابل آن.
So basically they're basically declaring war. Okay, so they're basically saying that the Lor Bakhtiyari tribe is declaring war against the Islamic regime. Now, what's really interesting, guys, is because I was translating the video earlier for you guys and giving examples and context, I totally was not paying attention to the song. Guys, the song that they're playing in the background is one of the traditional songs. It's one of the traditional tribal songs of the Lor Bakhtiyaris. Like, I know the song and I know the lyrics to it. Not all of it, but most of it. And one of my earliest childhood memories of being in Iran is hearing like my grandmother and her sisters and all of the women in the family pretty much singing the song. Like, everyone knows this song. It's one of those like traditional songs that gets passed down, and everyone knows it, everyone sings it. And the song is actually sung in the dialect of the Lor Bakhtiyaris, because remember, we all speak Persian, but all of us have our own different dialects as well. So the song is Daya Daya Vakte Janga, which means mother, mother, it's time for war. It's basically like a war song. I'm gonna see if I can find it. I think one time I found an English version of it, which doesn't do it justice. Yeah, okay, you know what? This is the one. It doesn't do it justice, but this is actually a pretty close rendition. So this video on YouTube actually gives, like, so what this person did is they took the song, they translated the lyrics into English, and then they're singing in the exact same sort of phrase and rhythm and stuff, right? So this is the English version of the war song of my people, the Lor Bakhtiari. So now, guys, you're now going to, yeah, here you go. This is a tribal song of my people.
Rise up, my brave son, hear the mountains call. Take your steel and stand, don't let our homeland fall. Mother, mother, time for battle now. Mother, time for battle now. Dawn is breaking red, shadows stain the
So yeah, these are literally the women in my tribe, right? Like literally warrior women.
Time for battle now. Do not fear the night, do not fear the steel. Bravery is born where the wounded kneel. Mother, mother, time for battle now. Mother, time for battle now. If I
So that's sort of, little short rendition of that. But yeah, as you can see, literally like warrior people. Yeah, this is my tribe. So very interesting. Very, I mean, like so the song that this paramilitary group is playing in the background as they're declaring war against the Islamic regime. Just again, another very like patriotic thing, right? So there you go. So that's some of the breaking news. So anyone who's wondering or curious about, what are Iranians doing? This is exactly what they are doing. Okay, so that was that one. So Iranians in occupied Iran are mobilizing. And guys, I know the explosions are happening. I know explosions are happening in my hometown in Ahvaz. I'm monitoring Shin. I'm keeping an eye on all of that. Like I said, the explosions are not going anywhere. And I will be speaking about all of that, and I will be giving the play-by-play, speaking about all of it and what it means in my evening live stream of the Goldie show. However, Shin just posted 43 seconds ago, something blew up near Ahvaz airport just now. I was born in Ahvaz. 7 minutes ago, another blast in Ahvaz. Let's see what else. Explosions in Behbahan. Wow, they're really going after Khuzestan right now. Good for them. So CENTCOM posted 28 minutes ago. Or sorry, CENTCOM posted... CENTCOM literally posted 28 minutes ago. At 3 p.m. Eastern today, U.S. Central Command Forces began launching an additional round of strikes against Iran, they mean the Islamic regime, to continue degrading Iranian capabilities used to attack commercial shipping in the Strait of Hormuz. The strikes are taking place as American forces prepare to resume the naval blockade against Iranian ports and coastal areas. The blockade goes into effect at 4 p.m. Eastern. Basically, like as of right now. So 2 minutes from now, the blockade will resume. So there you go. That's the latest from CENTCOM. And so huge explosion in Ahvaz airport. And they're hitting places in Khuzestan. They're hitting all the IRGC bases there. Good. I'm glad. That's actually going to make it. So you know what's interesting? Given that the United States is going after all these IRGC bases and targets and military positions in Ahvaz, remember the Lor Bakhtiaris are in Ahvaz. So that's kind of interesting. Kind of interesting how this group from that part of Iran, remember, because let me pull up that map. Did I close it? Oh, I think I closed the map. Let me pull it up again. Where'd it go? Wait. This one? All right, this isn't like Spanish, but close enough. So here you can see, so it's, it's in Spanish, but that's fine. It's the same thing. So, the Lors are here. Okay. So again, this is where the Lors are, and Khuzestan is pretty much all here, right? So the places that are being targeted right now, are where this particular Iranian resistance group might very well be located, right? So I'm just reading some of the Persian comments. Yeah, so there you go. Quite interesting coincidence on that, but there you go. So that's the breaking news when it comes to the boom boom. So guys, yes, believe me, I'm fully aware that there are explosions happening. We have to wait for more news, and then I'll give my analysis on that later tonight, and what is going on. But let's get back to the topic, which is, of course, Iran and the Iranian Revolution. Yes, I'm also going to be speaking about Pickaxe Mountain. I spoke about Pickaxe Mountain yesterday. I'll be speaking about Pickaxe Mountain again. I have a very good show planned for later tonight. So getting back on topic, because of course, Iran Revolution Live is about the revolution and about exposing the Durkas and the jihadis. So, we went to some positive news of the Iranian freedom fighters who are mobilizing and are getting ready to overthrow the Islamic regime. What's the Islamic regime doing in the meantime? Well, the Islamic regime in the meantime is spending government money that should be going to the Iranian people. Instead, they're printing out giant posters, basically threatening President Trump and his administration. And it basically says "khun dar barabar khun," which basically means like, blood for blood or an eye for an eye, right? So they've made this like giant AI generated poster of, the White House burning, and there's all these coffins, and that's President Trump on top. This is Bibi Netanyahu, Prime Minister Netanyahu, I think. I don't know why Prime Minister Netanyahu is on has an American flag, because all of these anti-Israel Jew-hating freaks keep on saying that Israel controls the world and Israel controls the United States, right? But based on this, apparently the United States controls Israel. I don't know, like, it's bizarre. And then I can't tell who this is. Like, I can't tell some of these people. I have no idea. I can't tell who these people are. The quality is bad. But anyways, I mean, there you go. So, yeah. So, in response to the United States retaliating for the IRGC's acts of aggression in the Strait of Hormuz and the Persian Gulf, the Islamic regime not only murders innocent Iranian people, but they also print giant posters and literally hang them from the sides of apartment buildings. So, this money could be going to the Iranian people. Instead, they're literally spending it on propaganda. Oh, is that his family? Oh my gosh. What? Is that? Okay. I was having difficulty seeing, but okay, you know what? Now I see it. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so, okay. Yeah, okay. I see that now. Wow. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, yeah, there's Baron Trump. Oh my gosh, yeah, there's Baron Trump. That's Laura Trump. Oh my gosh. That's even more sickening. So there you go. This is what the Islamic regime is doing. They're literally printing out these giant banners where they're not only vowing to assassinate President Trump, but they're also saying that they're going to assassinate his staff and his family. Yeah. Anyone who thinks that the Islamic regime should be negotiated with, or that the Islamic regime is, reformable, is either lying to you, or they have another agenda behind the scenes, right? Because you cannot repair or reform this cancer. The only thing to do with cancer is to cut it out and get rid of it. You have to get rid of every single last cancer cell. Otherwise, this is going to continue. So there you go. That's wow. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Now, there are some rumors there are a lot of rumors going around, I should say. There are a lot of rumors going around. And one of those rumors is that Mujtaba is dead. Mujtaba is the current cardboard supreme dictator of the Islamic regime. And again, if I pull up the Boom Boom Bingo sheet, right, he's right there at the top, and there's a question mark because ever since his, demon father was exterminated on February 28th, he has been missing in action. There has been no sign of him, no video statement, audio message, nothing. It's just been just some random statements here and there. And the fact that he didn't show up for his father's funeral, the freak show carnival jihadi circus that it was, the fact that he didn't show up, a lot of the supporters of the Islamic regime are not happy. And they're also wondering, well, is he alive or is he dead? And the longer that he remains hidden, the more these rumors tend to get bigger and bigger. Now, what's really interesting about this photo is that, so this is the first of all, these are the jihadis, right? Like this is the parliament, the parliament of the Islamic regime. So when you look at the Boom Boom Bingo sheet, let me pull up the Boom Boom Bingo sheet for you, okay? The Boom Boom Bingo sheet, I'll show you exactly where these people are. So on the Boom Boom Bingo sheet, you see the legislative branch here. So the box, the legislative branch, and then it's Ghalibov, who's the Speaker of Parliament, and then Reisi, and then it says plus 289, okay? So this plus 289, those are the Durkas here, okay? So the these people, like, they're not even important enough to be on the Boom Boom Bingo sheet, aside from just like a footnote, okay? But here they are in the, I guess, their jihadi legislature. God, I can only imagine the smell. And they're waving the red flag of war. Like, I don't, this is like the Islamic flag of war or something, right? So basically, I can only imagine, like, they're pretty much probably just like, their fists are in the air and they're shouting like Allahu Akbar, death to America or jihad, whatever, right? And then they're waving the flag of Islam. So I can only imagine how bad it smells there. And the women are just as radical as the men, and you can spot, like, there are a few women. Look, there's two of them here, right? So there's two women here, and the Dementors have appeared as well, and there's another one up there, right? So there's another Dementor up there joining the demons. So, and then of course you see all of the mullahs as well, right? Which is insane because, usually you would think that a religious cleric, right? A cleric, right? Like a priest, doesn't really go into politics. And yet, of course, with the Islamic regime, because it's a totalitarian dictatorship that's controlled by Sharia law, like, Islam is the law. Islam is the government. So that's why you have all these like durkas and like mullahs who are literally in the parliament as well. Now, what's interesting about this is going back to the rumors of Mujtaba, okay? A lot of people saw this photo that was published by the Islamic regime media outlets, and they're questioning his photo because why is his picture in a black frame, right? Usually when a photo has a black frame around it, or like a black ribbon or something, that's because it's like a funeral portrait, right? That's to indicate that the person in the photo is deceased. That's why you see here Khomeini and Khomeini khabar margeshun, like they both have the black frame around them. But why does Mujtaba have the black frame? Is he alive? Is he dead? Who knows? But this is definitely not helping the rumors. And guys, I know there's a lot of rumors out there. I don't know if he's alive or dead. I mean, I would say at this point the possibility that he's alive diminishes every day, right? But can I say with 100% certainty if he's alive or dead? I don't know. But the fact that he's nowhere to be seen, I mean, he might as well be dead already, right? He might as well be dead already. Okay, so something. Whoa, okay. Okay, so this is a Durka rally that was happening tonight. So guys, this is footage from literally tonight, so just a few hours ago. So the Durkas are saying, they're saying we don't want negotiations, we want Trump. Basically, like, we want to assassinate President Trump. That's what they're saying here, and then everyone's like, repeating what he's saying. No, they say Sare Trump. No. So I think the person who sent this to me misheard. They're not saying they're saying Sare Trump. I'm pretty sure they're saying so. They're saying we don't want negotiations. We want Trump's head. They're saying Sare Trump. Sar means head. SAR. Sar means head. So they're saying Sare Trump o mikhaim. We want Trump's head. That's what they're saying. That part it gets confusing. Yeah. So let me just correct the note here. Okay. So there you go. So the Durkas are continuing to call for the head of President Trump, and that's literally happening tonight. Literally happening tonight. Okay. Now this is interesting. We're going to go to President Trump for a moment. Guys, look at this. So President Trump posted this on his Truth Social. And it's a screenshot of someone who says, "Holy moly, I had no idea Trump had said this in 1988. Take Kharg Island." So this is a quote from President Trump back in 1988. And he says, "I'd be harsh on Iran. They've been beating us psychologically, making us look a bunch of fools. One bullet shot at one of our men or ships, and I'd go do a number on Kharg Island. I'd go in and take it. Iran can't even beat Iraq, yet they push the United States around. It'd be good for the world to take them on." Interesting that President Trump is posting his statement from 1988. Seems like his mind hasn't really changed, has it? I'll be speaking more about this later tonight, but of course, I just wanted to share that with you as a quick little primer and sneak peek of what to expect in tonight's evening edition of The Goldie Show. Now, before I go to the next video, I'm just going to do a quick update, and I want to make sure that there's no breaking news. Yeah, so we just have some breaking news from CENTCOM. U.S. forces resumed the naval blockade against vessels transiting to and from Iranian ports and coastal areas today at 4 p.m. Eastern. There are currently more than 20 U.S. Navy warships and hundreds of military aircraft operating across the Middle East. American forces remain vigilant, lethal, and ready. So this was just posted by CENTCOM right after the resumption of the naval blockade. Good. That's about it. I'm waiting, guys. I'm waiting for more news about Ahvaz. Haven't heard much yet. Okay, but I will be keeping an eye on that. But let's go to this video. So, not only is the Islamic regime threatening to assassinate President Trump, his team, his administration, and his family, not only are they calling for his head, but the Islamic regime is also taunting the Iranian people. Okay, so the Islamic Republic in Iran, or occupying Iran, I should say, releases a video taunting the Iranian people. It shows an IRGC terrorist reloading a machine gun, and it is not to defend against Israel or USA, but the Iranian people. Okay, so keep in mind, like this is how. So this is how. Oh my gosh, this is. For those of you who are wondering, how could the Islamic regime mass slaughter over 54,000 innocent unarmed Iranians in 2 nights alone? This is how. Literally, this is how. They had thousands of people like this deployed, activated. They were in the back of their pickup trucks. Pickup trucks had like a giant machine gun on it, and this is basically this is like the dushka. This is the anti-aircraft bullets, I believe, right? Anti-aircraft missile here or whatever. So like these are meant for for use in war. Okay. See that? So this is, and by the way, this says police. These are what the police cars in occupied Iran look like, right? So they're white with like the green going in the in the side like this, and then police. So, but remember, the police in occupied Iran are not like police in normal Western civilized countries. Police in normal Western civilized countries, they protect the people. The police in the Islamic regime, they are part of the authoritarian system, and the role of the police is to protect the Islamic regime from the people. Now, keep in mind, this is not meant for Israel or the United States, because the IRGC, this is not how they fight against foreign armies. This is how they suppress and murder the Iranian people. So they're literally showing off and taunting the Iranian people. They're basically saying, if you come out onto the streets, we're going to use this, military grade machine guns against you. That's made for, I don't know, either aircraft or armored vehicles, or these are instruments of war. This is what was shot into the crowds, okay? This is what was shot into the crowds on January 8 and 9. This is just one example. So look at them, and they're literally taunting.
آجی آنانی که ترسی از مرگ ندارد بیشک از شجاعت خواهند مرد. ببین صدای تیر شنیدی نترس چون گلوله‌ای که بخواد تو رو بکشه صداشو نمیشنوی.
They're like, so this person is taunting the Iranian people when they're filming this video, and he's saying, don't be afraid if you hear the sound of bullets, because the bullet that will kill you you won't even hear it coming.
ولیادت باشه
Like, so remember.
چشمی که ترس نداره همیشه برنده است وسلام.
So he's like, so always remember, those of us who have no fear, we will always win. So yeah, he's basically taunting the Iranian people, right? And literally, like, so I'm assuming this is another police officer who's filming his colleague loading up the back of this police vehicle with the military grade weapons. And the police's message, the Islamic regime's message to the Iranian people is, we're ready for you if you rise up. And then they say, don't be afraid of the sound of bullets, because the bullet that will kill you will make no sound whatsoever, which basically means like you'll be dead before you even see it coming. And then he says, we will always be victorious because we are not afraid. Right? So literally, like this is literally for the Iranian people. So anyone who's wondering, why don't the Iranian people just go out and rise up? Because this is what we're dealing with. Okay? How can you like, even if like, 10,000, 20,000 people show up at one location, if you're unarmed, how the heck are you able to fight back or resist? Let's say 10 of these are there, right? What are you supposed to do? So anyone who's wondering why the Iranian people haven't risen up yet, this is why. This is literally what we have been dealing with for 47 years.
آجی آنانی که ترسی از مرگ ندارد بیشک از شجاعت خواهند مرد. ببین صدای تیر شنیدی نترس، چون گلوله‌ای که بخواد تو رو بکشه صداشو نمیشنوی. ولی یادت باشه چشمی که ترس نداره همیشه برنده است. وسلام.
And then they have like their weird jihadi music, right? And then you see they're basically loading up and getting this ready. Yeah, so anyone who's still, wondering how is it that over 54,000 Iranians were killed in 2 days alone on January 8 and 9, this is how. And yeah, Omid is right. That's an Afghan accent. So the person filming this is probably Afghani. And remember, there are a lot of non-Iranians in occupied Iran who are part of the Islamic regime. And, so the Islamic regime has brought in their Fatimiyun forces from Afghanistan. They brought in a lot of Afghani Durkas, actually. And the Afghans, the Afghan terrorists, yep. One of the reasons that the Islamic regime brings in all these non-Iranians to murder the Iranian people is because they don't view us as human. They don't view us as Muslim, right? They're all terrorists. So, yeah, the Islamic regime has literally imported the scum of the earth from all the various third world countries. And this one who's filming is Afghan. He has an Afghani accent. Good catch on that one, Omid, and the rest. Yeah. So the person's not even Iranian, right? And he's threatening to murder any Iranians who rise up to free their country. So, I mean, when I tell you that the Islamic regime is a foreign occupation, I'm not exaggerating, right? It's literally a foreign occupation. You literally have some Afghani terrorist filming the machinery used to murder Iranian people and bragging about how, if Iranians try to rise up, they will be murdered. Yeah. So there you go. Full on foreign invasion. Next, we have, wow. So going back to more of Islamic regime insanity, it's not just about the signs and the posters. Like the threats to assassinate President Trump are coming from the Islamic regime itself, right? So wait, they're saying, Okay, so here they're writing, this is not just propaganda. This is a state-sponsored assassination bounty being posted in the capital of Iran. A poster has reportedly appeared in Tehran offering a fully furnished 120 square meter house and 2 commercial properties in the Shahran district as a reward for killing President Trump and Prime Minister Netanyahu. Think about that for a second. The Islamic Republic is openly putting a price on the heads of the leaders of the United States and Israel. This is the same regime that massacred more than 40,000 Iranians in just 2 days, exported terrorism across the Middle East, armed proxy militias for decades, and now openly encourages political murder. No civilized government behaves this way. No normal country offers real estate rewards for assassinating foreign leaders. If you still believe this regime can be negotiated with, reasoned with, or trusted, you are ignoring reality. The threat is not only against Israel or America. The threat is against anyone who stands in the way of a regime that has built its identity around violence, intimidation, and terror. Take these threats seriously. The Islamic Republic has spent decades proving that when it makes threats, the world ignores them at its own risk. So there you go. This is the state-sanctioned threat against President Trump and Prime Minister Netanyahu. And basically, the Islamic regime is promising a house to anyone who exterminates or assassinates President Trump and Prime Minister Netanyahu. I mean, so apparently, this is to lighten the mood a little bit. This is a very short video of friendly fire. So this Durka who's speaking on Islamic regime TV, he accidentally says, "Let's free Iran from the rule of the mullahs."
ما ایران از شر آخوندا نجات بدیم. ایران جایگاه فوق‌العاده‌ای برای ایجاد دموکراسی در منطقه داره. به دلیل پیشینه تمدنی.
There you go. So apparently this mullah was talking about accidentally saying, like, you know, if we free Iran from the mullahs, then Iran will be much, much better. And that's making the rounds. Now, okay, guys, we're now going back to this guy. So remember, guys, keep in mind, the Islamic regime, okay, so when it comes to the state-sponsored media and their propaganda outlets, so on the Durka Boom Boom Bingo sheet, Durka Jihad Boom Boom Bingo sheet, that guy is located, like that guy would be part of this square, okay, because one of the institutions of the Islamic regime is its propaganda and media outlets, right? Because authoritarian regimes use propaganda to remain in control and control the population, and there's no freedom of press or anything like that, right? So that's why the Islamic regime, the IRIB, has its own box, and all of these, you know, this is like a different class of Durkaman, right? So now let's go to see what this one is saying, and you can follow along with the English translations.
رئیس جمهور پلید و کثیف ایالات متحده آمریکا امروز رسما در حاشیه اجلاس ناتو که پلیدهای عالم در ترکیه جمعاً گفته هدف شماره 1 ایرانی ها منم. از همین حالا باید مراقب جانت باشی. حتما ما هر جا میگردیم که بر اساس فتوای مراجع معظم تقلید سراغ تو خواهیم آمد. شک نکن. و ما قطعاً با صدای بلند اعلام میکنیم که هر کسی که در قائله شهادت آقامون نقش داشته هیچ جای عالم برای او امن نخواهد بود. والله العلی العظیم، به همه مقدسات خودم قسم، بتونم از دستم برمیاد میرم ترامپ رو ترور میکنم. شک نکنید.
Like the guy himself literally just said on Islamic Regime State TV that if I have the opportunity and it is within my power, that he himself would assassinate President Trump if he could. Yep. So this is what I mean when I say that like the TV networks, they're all part of the Islamic regime, right? Like that's not an independent person. Those are all carefully chosen government officials who are part of the Islamic regime apparatus, right? Like he's not like it's not like it's not like a normal regular talk show, let's say in the United States or Canada or some other normal country that has democracy and is a civilized country, where you can have a TV host and they can say whatever they want and that's their own opinion and it's not attributed to the government. Well, within the Islamic regime, because the Islamic regime controls the media stations and the Islamic regime controls the news, every single person who is a host or a speaker or has their own talk show or whatever the case might be, every single one of them is handpicked by the Islamic regime and they are part of the Islamic regime. Okay, so this guy, he's just as much of a Muslim Nazi as the one I showed you that was in the back of the pickup truck with the dushka loading it up with the giant bullets, right? They're all part of the same institution. They're all Muslim Nazis. They just have different roles to play, okay? Different roles to play within the Islamic regime framework. So, like the IRGC media, they're no different than the IRIB state media. They're literally no different than the IRGC. They're no different than like the politicians. They're no different than the Durkas. They're no different than Khomeini, right? Like every single one of them is a Muslim Nazi. They're all part of the same oppressive dictatorship that's murdering Iranian people. And all of their hands are covered with the blood of the innocent, unarmed Iranian people. So there you go. That's literally what the propaganda that Islamic regime is putting out there. Now, okay, I have some news about the Strait of Hormuz, but I'm going to save that for tonight because tonight I'm going to be focusing specifically on the conflict and the war. Let me just do a quick breaking news check to make sure. What is X down? Oh no, it's back up now. Yeah, nope, nothing new in terms of breaking news. So I'm keeping an eye on that as well. Okay. Now, in other news, going back to, I also wanted to, I've been meaning to talk about this for a while, and I haven't really had an opportunity. So I'm going to speak. I'm going to speak about this, and then, guys, I know there are questions and comments, and the super chats, and I will get to the super chats momentarily. But I really want to talk about this because I haven't spoken about this yet, and it's been on my mind and on everyone's minds for quite a while. So the previous Shah of Iran, Shahanshah Aryamir, that's the father of the current Shah, Ruh Shad. This is the previous Shah of Iran, Shahanshah Aryamir, and he's the father of the current Shah. He passed away on July 27, 1980. July 27 is coming up in about 2 weeks from now. Now, for those of you who might not know, His Royal Highness is buried in Egypt. So, it's buried in Egypt. So, let me pull up this image here. So this is his final resting place. Well, not final. This is his current resting place, because as soon as Iran is free, I have a feeling that we might want to take him back home so he can be buried at home. But this is his current resting place. It's like a little mausoleum in Cairo, Egypt. And this is, of course, the Empress of Iran, his wife, and the mother of the current Shah of Iran. It's actually a beautiful tombstone. Let me get a few more pictures of it for you guys. Here you go. You know what? Yeah, let me do this. So here's another one. So this is his. You can see the arm, right? The crescent there. That's this imperial crescent here, right? That's the imperial crescent of the Shah of Iran, the Shahanshah. So that's on his tombstone. There's a lion and sun flag above that. And one of the things that Iranians do every year, okay? I mean, not every year. So, well, I mean, all the time, but specifically every year. Let me find a good picture here. Sorry, guys. So here's another. So as you can see, whenever Iranians go to visit his tomb, they always leave flowers. They put lion and sun flags, and for many of us Iranians, right? It's like one of our life goals to have an opportunity to go visit. So here's another image. Let me share this one as well. So here, like guys, and as you can see, like there's always flowers. Here at the bottom with the flowers, it says Javid Shah, which means long live the king. And as you can see, you know, Iranians always go and to pay our respects to the previous Shah of Iran, Shahanshah Aryamir. Now, one of the times that he's most visited is on the anniversary of his passing, July 27, right? So for years, pretty much for the last 47 years, around the time of his passing, Iranians will make the trip to Egypt, to Cairo, to go pay their respects at his tomb. This is not his wife. This is just a random. No, this is just a random Iranian woman who's visiting his tomb. I don't know who this is. This is just an image I found on the internet. This is his wife. This is the Empress of Iran, Shahbanu Farah Pahlavi. So this is his wife. So yeah, every year on or around July 27, Iranians will go to his tomb to pay their respects. And as you can see here, I mean, these Iranian gentlemen who went, they're wearing, you know, like traditional ancient clothes of the Iranian people. So it's like a, you know, it's like a thing. It's a big thing. For the first time since the passing of Shahanshah Aryamir, the Egyptian government, with a political decision, has cancelled all anniversary programs for the passing of Mohammad Reza Shah Pahlavi, the late Shahanshah of Iran, which were held annually at Al Rifai Mosque. It was also reported that Egyptian authorities have notified the country's foreign ministry not to permit the entry of prominent figures opposed to the Iranian government, so they mean the Islamic regime, into Cairo. One of these sources told Dish, for LCC, it is a disgrace to curry favor with the mullahs in the final days of the Iranian regime. They mean the Islamic regime. So, yeah, the Egyptian government has decided to cancel the memorial programs that have been literally happening for the last 47 years, every year. And they've also said that any Iranian who's a prominent figure, who's outspoken against the Islamic regime, can't come to Egypt. Very shameful decision. I mean, this is not the Egypt that gave refuge to the Shah and his family back in 1979. I can only imagine that Anwar al-Sadat is probably rolling over in his grave right now, seeing how badly Egypt has fallen to the Muslim Brotherhood and to the Durkas and jihadis, right? Egypt is dealing with its own set of jihadis, by the way. So there you go. And then on top of this, I have a message. So people are asking, is this confirmed or not? So I have a message from, well, here's the response. So now here's the response to that decision by the Egyptian government, that shameful decision by the Egyptian government. This is a response of the Empress. Remember, this is the Empress, right? Shahbanu Farah Pahlavi. So she wrote, "Dear fellow countrymen, this year marks the 47th anniversary of the passing of the Shahanshah of Iran in Egypt. And throughout all these years, your magnificent and striking presence has been a clear sign of the reverence paid to the memory of that great monarch and the Pahlavi dynasty. The Republic of Egypt and its presidents, from the very beginning until today, have always stood by our side with fraternal affection towards the Pahlavi family. And I am forever grateful and appreciative of all this kindness and untainted friendship. This year, the Egyptian government, due to security concerns, as well as the turbulent and chaotic regional situation, has deemed it appropriate that the ceremony be held on a limited scale and solely for the Pahlavi family. Full compliance with such a decision is entirely necessary for me, for all the Pahlavi family, and also for all true and patriotic Iranians. And in my expectation from all my fellow countrymen is respect and honor for the decision of this friendly and brotherly nation and government of ours. This year and in your absence, I will send salutations not only on my own behalf, but also on behalf of all of you to the pure soul of Shahanshah Aryamer. With thanks for the ever-increasing support of all of you, and in anticipation of the victory of light over darkness, Farah Pahlavi." And there she is, our beautiful, beautiful Empress. So yeah, apparently, according to security concerns, the Egyptian government isn't allowing Iranians to attend. And, you know, our Empress, the Empress of Iran, being, you know, the wonderful, graceful, dignified elder stateswoman that she is, provided a very appropriate response, right? But yeah, so she's basically saying, you know, we should respect the decision of the Egyptian government. I just pray that that when the Pahlavi family goes, that they bring extra security with them. I really hope that they have extra security measures with them, there you go. So that the Egyptian government has decided that the thousands and thousands of Iranians who are planning on going to Cairo for the anniversary of the passing of the Shah of Iran, they can't go. They can't go. Finally, I want to go to one final thing, and guys, I do see the super chats. I'm going to get to them. I'm going to get to them momentarily. I just wanted to share this. It's very, very short clip, and it's making the rounds on Iranian news and Iranian social media, and it's a quick statement by Mark Levin about Senator Lindsey Graham and his relationship with the Iranian people.
Defense. And same with the Persian people, where he's known as Uncle Lindsey, because Uncle Lindsey came to their defense and wanted to help them too. This man was a humanitarian. He saw things going on in the world. He wanted to confront them. He wanted to address them. And of course, the isolationists and the Marxists with the warmonger BS and all the rest of it. I got to know him. He was ubiquitous. He would text, he would phone call, he would post things. He would say to me, "Hey, Mark." I said, "Yes, sir." "You don't realize how big your voice is. Keep it up, keep it up." I said, "Well, Senator, you're not the first one to tell me that. The president has told me that." "Well, he's right. He's right. Keep it up, keep it up." Defense.
There you go. So, I'm gonna find the full. Video of that, and then we'll watch it in a later live stream. Not right now, but we'll watch that as well. Okay, so I'm gonna leave it there for now. I'm gonna go to your questions and comments, and then I'll take a short break, and then I'll be back in a couple of hours, and I'll be going over all of the explosions. We're gonna do a deep dive into all the various locations, and of course, it'll be my geopolitical analysis on the boom booms and everything that's happening. So you want to stick around for that for sure. Let me just go to your questions and comments really quick. So Stony Gen X says, Shalak shekanje edam این است خدای اسلام هواتو دارم. Thank you. We have your back, family. Thank you so much. So for those who aren't aware, Shalak shekanje edam, this is one of the chants that Iranians were chanting during the Global Week of Action. And this chant was actually shared by the official comms account of His Royal Highness Reza Shah Pahlavi II. And it translates to, so Shalok translates to whipping, Shekanje translates to torture, and Edom translates to executions. So the slogan that Iranians were chanting against the Islamic regime that was shared by the Shah of Iran's comms account basically translates to whipping, like lashings, torture, and executions. This is the God of Islam. So yeah, thank you so much for the super chat, and thank you for saying that you have our back. We have your backs as well. We're in this together until the very end. Sadato, in honor of little Kian. Thank you. Yeah, little Kian Pirfalek, the 8-year-old boy who was murdered by the Islamic regime 3 years ago. Thank you. Hizzy Hirshorn says, in the name of the God of the rainbow, may your battle plan be guided by good thoughts, and may justice finally prevail. May your fire burn your enemies, the enemies of freedom. Thank you. Thank you so much. Can you explain Yarsanism sometime? Yeah, I mean, I can, like, no problem there. It's so Yarsanism, it's a very, very small religious community. I mean, I can just share this really quick. It's like a quick AI overview here. So this is pretty accurate. So Yarsanism is it's a religion founded in the 14th century in Western Iran. Has an estimated 1 to 3 million followers, predominantly Kurds. The faith emphasizes divine incarnation, reincarnation, and a belief in the supreme creator manifesting through Heptad, which is 7 holy beings. So Yarsanis believe in an unknowable supreme God who manifests into the world in different epochs through avatars. And they believe in reincarnation, and these are their sacred texts. Now, the majority, so this is a part that's relevant to, of course, the Iranian people and the Iranian Revolution, and of course to this show. So the majority of Yarsanis live in the mountainous regions of western Iran, with a smaller population in Iraq. Because Yarsanism is an independent faith with unique pre-Islamic roots, it contains elements from ancient Iranian religions, Shia Islam, and Gnosticism. Due to their distinct beliefs, Yarsanis frequently face severe social discrimination and marginalization by conservative religious groups. So conservative religious groups basically means Muslims, like the Islamic regime and authorities. Okay, so again, prior to 1979, all Iranian people, regardless of what religion they were or which part of the country they lived in, everyone was free to practice their religion. Freedom of religion belonged to everyone. It was only when the Islamic regime took over in 1979 and imposed Sharia law on the rest of us that all this religious persecution began. And the Yarsanis are actually heavily involved in the national Lion and Sun revolution of Iran. And there have been many times, let me show you. So, where was it here? I want to find something for you guys. Because the Yarsanis, they have publicly declared support for oh yeah, here we go. This is, I found it, guys. I found it. So this is from last year. So last year I attended a conference in Munich, and there was 500 people there, and it was people from various groups and ethnicities, religions, backgrounds, whatever. All of us Iranian, and all of us pretty much got together, and it was an amazing day, 2-day conference, and it was all about unity. And the Yarsanis were also there. So one of the representatives of the Yarsani community was also there. So this is, let me just read this for you. So, speech by members of the Yarsan religious community. Okay, so these are the Yarsanis. Okay, so they are part of the Yarsani faith. Again, we're all Iranian first. They just have a different religion called Yarsanis. And they attended the Munich conference last year, right? The one where, it's about the national Lion and Sun revolution, right? So here they are. And let me just, can I zoom in? Here we go. So I'll zoom in a little bit, and then what am I doing here? Oh, you know what I want to do? I wanted to get this text. So how would I do this? Open image in new tab. So I will share this tab while I read their statement. So yeah, by the way, this guy's mustache is absolutely epic. Okay? Absolutely epic. So this was a statement. So when these 4 gentlemen came up on stage and they made a statement, and there was 500 people there. So this is the statement that they made. Of course, it was in Persian, but this is the translated version. So, speech by members of the Yarsan religious community. In the name of Iran, and with greetings to our fellow compatriots and esteemed guests, we, the undersigned, Ali Asghar Khosravi, Ali Mehrabi, Aziz Morad Akbari, and Bashir Amir Khani, and myself, Hossein Khalife, stand here as heirs to a legacy of fathers and mothers who have loved the homeland with all their being, people who considered Iran theirs and themselves of Iran. We come from the Yarsan community, a deeply rooted community whose history stretches the lengths of Iran's own. A community that has not only defended the independence and territorial integrity of this land, but has also safeguarded its culture, rituals, and myths. We stand here alongside you, committed to the foundational principles outlined in the invitation to this national convention. Principles such as the preservation of Iran's territorial integrity, individual freedoms, equality for all citizens, separation of religion from state, and the recognition of the Iranian people's right to determine the future shape of their democracy. Allow me, however, to highlight two principles that hold particularly vital importance, not only for the Yarsan community, but for all religious minorities, and even for those without any religion. First, the territorial integrity of Iran. For us Yarsanis, Iran's territorial integrity is essential in two respects. First, this land is our home and sanctuary. Our connection to it is deep and instinctive. We cannot tolerate any intrusion or aggression upon its soil, no matter the source. A glance at historical records reveals the proud role the Yarsanis have played in defending Iran's western borders, especially in the region of Qasr Shirin, and their steadfast resistance against foreign invaders. For centuries, we have stood on this front line. Second, a large portion of our community resides in the border regions of Kermanshah. For us, any weakening or disintegration of Iran is an existential threat. We are a vulnerable minority, and the rise of religious extremism in the region, especially Salafism and Wahhabism, has caused us deep concern. We have not forgotten the bitter experiences of the Yazidis, Christians, Jews, and more recently, the Druze in Syria and Iraq. We feel secure only under a united, strong, and secular Iran, even if we remain in poverty. Those who imagine they can fish in troubled waters by severing ties from Iran are deeply mistaken. Regional developments have shown that everything can change overnight. We've seen the consequences in Afghanistan, Libya, Syria, and Sudan. Second, the separation of religion from government. As far back as we can remember, during the reign of the late Mohammad Reza Shah, religious identity was largely a personal matter. People were not defined in public by their faith. There was peaceful coexistence. The Islamic Republic, however, with its extreme Shia-centric ideology, fragmented society and eroded cultural pluralism through its so-called cultural revolution, the Islamic Revolution. Today, every religious group has become more deeply entrenched in its own identity. The Shia have become more Shia, the Sunni more Sunni, and we, the Yarsan, inevitably more Yarsan. This environment has fostered the growth of Salafism, which poses a direct threat to minorities. For this region, the separation of religion and state is not just a slogan, it is a vital necessity for the survival of democracy and national unity. Only under a secular government can minorities feel safe, included, and enjoy equal citizenship. The Yarsan community seeks a system that allocates opportunities based on merit, not on religion or affiliation. An Iran in which wealth and resources are distributed fairly, and in which the right to welfare, education, development, and freedom is available to all, regardless of religion, ethnicity, or social class. Hear, hear. So that's the statement from the Yarsan community. Very small community, but this is the important part. This is the important part. The part where they talk about how the religious minorities in other countries have been persecuted. We Iranians, we know that our safety lies in having a free, strong, and secular Iran, right? because that's what we had prior to 1979. It was only when the Islamic regime took over that all of us started being persecuted for various reasons. And that's including the Iranian Yarsanis, who are a religious minority. So the Yarsan it's a religion, okay, the Yarsan faith. They are predominantly from the Kurdish area, because that's where the religion originated. And yeah, but there you go. So I hope that was a good explanation of the Yarsanism, and how they fit into the fabric of Iran. Actually, I think that was an excellent question, and I'm happy that I was able to answer that because, like I've always said, all of us were Iranian first, and all of us are fighting for a free Iran, and we're all united. We're all united. So there you go. I'm glad that I was able to answer your question. Okay. So next we have Omid gifting a membership. Thank you so much, Omid. Really appreciate that. And then David O'Brien says, is the tomb watched for mourners? Do you trust Erdogan? I mean, I don't trust Erdogan, but Erdogan's in Turkey. His tomb is in Egypt. I'm not quite sure what the security situation is for Cairo, but I mean, we're all going to be monitoring very, very closely. So there you go. All right, guys, I just wanted to thank you all for tuning in to today's edition of Iran Revolution Live. Like I said, I am keeping an eye on the explosions, and let me just do a quick update here, because there's a lot of boom booms happening right now between the United States and the Islamic regime. Well, very one-sided, right? But I will be back in a couple of hours, so make sure that you like, subscribe, keep your notifications turned on. I'm going to take a quick break, get a few errands run, and then I will be back later tonight in a couple of hours to go over everything that's been happening with the war, the resumed conflict, what this means for the United States, what this means for the Islamic regime, and of course, what this means for Israel and the Iranian people. I'll see you in a few hours, and until then, Javid Shah. Oh wait, until then, I'm Israel Chai. God bless America. Javid Shah and Payande Iran. I will see you guys in a little bit. Take care.
غرق انقلاب است.
کشور ما، تاریخ ما ترسید گر فرا گرفته، گویی اهورا مستا دوباره در نور خود مرا گرفته. اشکون سرودی سر میدهم باز فارغ از رنج و تشویش، ایران غرق انقلاب است، به پیش به پیش به پیش. ایران غرق انقلاب است، به پیش به پیش به پیش. هن ای پدر، هن ای پسر، برخیز و با ما شو همگام، تا درد آن تجربه تلخ ما را نکشیده در خواب. بگذار هر دم بغرند گرگ‌ها دم لباس میش. ایران غرق انقلاب است، به پیش به پیش به پیش. ایران غرق انقلاب است، به پیش به پیش به پیش. ای کارگر، ای برزگر، راحت کنون ادامه دارد در این زمان که پرتو یزدان از هر سو بر تو میبارد. پس پیش به سوی آزادی از بحر خزر تا کیش. ایران غرق انقلاب است، به پیش به پیش به پیش. ایران غرق انقلاب است، به پیش به پیش به پیش.
برای دفاع از استقلال و آزادی تا بشکنیم پشت ارتجاع تیریزی ایران آبادی تا زنده سازیم سنت‌های ملی از من آلین و کیش ایران غرق انقلاب است به پیش به پیش به پیش ایران غرق انقلاب است به پیش به پیش به پیش
با امید روزی که تمام این دلبشو و انقلاب تموم بشه و ما در روشنایی، نور و سعادت مردم کشورمون غرق بشیم.
نه خارجی نه بیگانه نه مستشارهای ویرانی نه چیر خاران نه کاسلیسان فقط هم رزمان ایرانی تا با شرافت میهنی بسازی فخر فرزندان خویش ایران غرق انقلاب است به پیش به پیش به پیش ایران غرق انقلاب است به پیش به پیش به پیش مردان بیایید داخل صف ما اکنون که آغاز رویاست دشمنان بدانید ما زنده هستیم بعد از ما هم ایران پابرجاست آن روح شیطان ما را فریب داد با صد شعار مردمیش ایران غرق انقلاب است به پیش به پیش به پیش ایران غرق انقلاب است به پیش به پیش به پیش پرچم ما پرچم ایران غرق خون شهیدان روی شانه هامان حمل میکنیمش در هر خیابان و میدان تا ماسک دلغکان را برداری از روی تسبیح و ریش ایران غرق